Hello. Hey, Telsha, how are you? Happy Easter to you too. Happy Resurrection Day. It's kissed by Hypergamy. Okay. Okay, let me look. Let me look. And that's Arlesia. Desiree. Hey, Desiree. Hey, Penny. Happy Easter to all of you too as well. Hey, Stevie Bananas and Brenda. Holla at you too. And Jackie, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hey, Ingrid, Dana, Cindy, Pink, Karen, how are you guys doing? Hey, Sun and Sunflowers, Trina, Terry, happy Easter to you guys too. You caught me. I came on early. Hey there, Mama Mia and Mary, how are you doing? Happy Easter to you all. How are you guys? Can somebody check for me real quick? I am doing a new thing over here on Facebook, and I did it on my computer. And so I'm just well, there we go. I just got my my question answered. Hey, Stasia, how are you doing? So guess what I have? I'm doing great. So I have Facebook on the computer. I have, let's see. I have Facebook on the computer. I actually am broadcasting from Periscope and I'm on YouTube. So let's see. Let me just. All righty, there we go. Okay. Yes, I'm celebrating Resurrection Day. Thank you for asking, Miss Ruby. Hey, Arlene, how are you? Yes, Miss Arlene. I'm embarrassed to tell you, it took me for a minute to find the camera. When I found the camera, I was like, I know there's a camera on here. Happy Easter to you too, Jennifer. How are you guys doing? Hi, Nancy. How are you? How are you guys doing? How is everyone doing? Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Hey there, Michelle and Karen. Let me get all my cameras right, okay? Hey, Sonic Fox, haven't seen you in a minute. Hey there, Colleen. Hey, Miss Clara, Joanne, Jennifer, Stasia. Okay, I said it. I said it. How are you guys doing? Okay, let me scroll up. Here we go. Hey there, Nick. How are you doing? Oh, from the UK. All right. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Thank you for being here. Happy Easter to you too. T. Marie, Brenda, how are you? And that Zishan, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. So I got three cameras going at the same time. I have YouTube, I have Periscope, and I actually have Facebook on the computer. So we're broadcasting live on three different cameras. Can you guys see me okay over here on Facebook? You guys see me okay? How are you guys doing? So this is probably the third or fourth time. I am keeping safe. I sure am. Arkansas, how are you doing? Cold, wet day in LA? Oh, not in LA. Louisiana or Los Angeles? How are you guys doing? Happy Easter to you too. You see me on YouTube? Okay, good. And you guys see me okay? Happy Resurrection Day, my sister. How are you guys doing? Hi, Roxy. Hi, Tommy. How are you doing? Hey there, S. Lee. How are you, Los Angeles? Okay, what? It's a dreary day in Los Angeles out of all places? What? Snowing in Colorado? Our Prime Minister Boris seems to have survived. He was COVID-19. That's good. I mean, that's good he survived. That's good. Hey, Felicia. Hi, Amber. Watertown, New York. How are you guys doing up there in New York? How are you guys doing in New York? Everybody, how are you doing? It's not like we don't see the news, but how are you doing in New York? How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here. Well, thank you so much. I can't find a place open for pedicure. You probably won't. You probably won't. Hold on just a minute with the question. Let me get some more people in, okay? Monroe, Louisiana. Okay. Major tornado damage. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. From Pakistan. Well, welcome, Pakistan. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I'm very honored. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Restoration Day. Thank you. Hi, Gina. Let's see. Who's that? Gina. Okay. You're doing good. My son and I are great. Okay, good. Good. Oh, happy Easter to you too, or happy Resurrection Day, whatever you say. Dane, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Kristen. So I have to read. So, okay, hold on. Let me. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you so much. Do you like challenges? Nope, not really. So Facebook. So I have to like look at each camera to figure out how to look into the camera, right? Brooklyn. All right, Brooklyn. Namaste. So Facebook. I just figured out my camera was up here. So I can look into the camera, but when I'm looking at the comments, I have to look over here. So it's really over here, but I have to look over here. So don't think I'm not looking at you guys. I'm actually looking at your comments over here. Hey, Polly, how are you? Oh, thank you. I mean, we're in the house. I mean, where else are we going to go? Where else are we going to go, right? Happy Easter to you, too. Happy Easter to you guys, too. You guys doing okay? I don't know. I don't know if you guys have, okay, hold on. Let me figure out what's going on over here. Give me just a minute. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me figure out what's going on the other one. Okay. All right. Got it. Beaumont, Texas. All right. I used to drive through Beaumont all the time to get back to Mississippi where my family was at the time I was in the military. Thank you so much, Jill. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate you. Well, hi, Carmen. That sounds kind of awkward to say my own name. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Clinton. How are you? Happy Easter to each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna put a time on it. It's early, so we're early today. So it's not like we have to go to sleep, right? Froa or stun to you too. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica. I haven't forgotten. I still got you covered. Don't worry about it. And that's Jamila. Hi there, Miss Jamila. Is it Akhtar? Akhtar. That's pretty. Jackson, Mississippi. All right. That's where I got my well, as you know, whenever people go get their cosmetology license, and most of the licenses are in Jackson, Mississippi. So I tested and got my license in Jackson, Mississippi for my cosmetology license. You're a little down. Well, we're gonna talk, and hopefully you get up some. You get up some. Well, are you guys ready? Hey, Smart, can you do me a favor? Can you hand me my hand cream that's in there? My hands are ashy. They're ashy. Can you bring my hand cream for me? How are you guys? All righty. Well, you guys ready? You guys ready? It really is, but I promise it gets easier and easier. Yes, it will. I think I just tuned into my second live. I pray that you. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. I know we're early, so you guys, some of you guys are able to watch because it's still early for you guys. Roulette, Texas. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's your nails. Look so great. Yeah, broke one. I got to fix it. I got to go fix it. Yeah, I do my own nails. You ready? Okay. Hello there, Irma. How are you? Girl, why you give me the big ash, the ash? This is the super ash cream. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, New York City. All right. I know you guys are 3 hours ahead of us. So you pronounce your surname correctly? Akhtar. It's very pretty. Thank you, New Dawn Horizon, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Merry Easter. Happy Easter to you guys. Callie in the house. Okay, I see you. How are you guys doing? You doing all right? You guys are staying safe? How you feeling? You feeling okay? Everybody feeling okay? Everybody feeling all right? All righty. Happy Easter from Kentucky. Well, thank you, Donnie. I appreciate you. Hi, Erica. Happy Easter to you guys, too. I'm glad you guys are willing to come and spend it with me. Cleveland, Ohio. All right. Forney, Texas. So it's by Dallas, Texas. All right. Okay, I see you. Arizona in the house. Is it hot in Arizona yet? Is it hot yet? It's rainy. I miss my babies at Easter dinner. Oh, well, you got us babies now. We're your babies today. I know that doesn't take the place of your babies. We're going to be your babies today. Get in there. Okay. Okay, well, you guys ready? You guys ready? I'm ready. I'm not going to put a time on it. We'll just get off when maybe like an hour or so. Or maybe less. Who knows? On and off anxiety. Yep, that's normally how it is. Yes, it is. You guys ready? You can ask me whatever you want to. Curly hair suits me well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just one of those types. I don't hold a hairstyle very long. I just can't do it. My favorite. Oh, thank you, Miss Shelby. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hi, CC. Happy Easter. Oh, Canada. Go ahead. South Texas. All right. I know it's getting warmer in Texas. Lady from Troy, Maryland. All right. That's what I'm talking about. London in the house. It's just after 10 here. Oh, cool. Well, I can get on early now. Your ex moved out. Good. Good. That's why he's your ex. Or that's why she's your ex. I'm sorry. I'm in Washington. Okay. I'm in Washington. You're in Washington State or Washington, D.C.? I'm in Washington State. That's what I'm talking about. Happy you tuned in early. Just got through with getting a meal with the family. Walk 6 feet apart and to go plate. No sit down. That's what I'm talking about. I had them deliver. I think me and my daughter ate out twice. I had them deliver, had the dash driver deliver and put it at the front door. We're kind of staring at each other through the door. 75 degrees. Oh, that's nice. You need to make me your counselor. If you are in the state of Washington, just email me. Tacoma. Look at you. That's where my office is at. Tacoma. So if you are in the state of Washington right now, you have that opportunity. If you want to do counseling with me, Hesperia, California. Okay. But if you want to do counseling at this particular time, if you are in the state of Washington, they are allowing us to do telemental health. So if you want to do counseling or you are in, that's where I'm at, Miss Shelby. See, you could have been here a long time ago. Could have been one of my clients, but you are welcome to email me at drcarmenbryan@outlook.com. And if you are in the state of Washington right now, they're allowing us to do telemental health. So it's like the easiest way to get an appointment with me. If you want coaching, you guys are welcome to email me and I will give you my fees for coaching. So I will give you my fees for coaching. Dane said, a question regarding the ex-narcs who you have to deal with because of your backstory, Doc. Now you have a doctorate in post narcissistic education. Do they still try to get you caught up? Do they still try to get you caught back up in the drama? Long story short, do they renege? I'm thinking spades. Re-engage after the discard when they know you know what they are. Okay, so now that you know my backstory, okay, so do know that there is no like post-education in narcissistic personality disorder abuse. That is something that we have to study ourselves. People talk about it. You put the two together. People making, doing studies on narcissistic behavior and, and the fallout from it. And I did a video on, I think it was Friday when I did the walk out on the trail where I was telling you why don't therapists know about narcissist abuse. Therapists are taught about personality disorders, but most of us don't. A lot of people do not want to go into personality disorders. Most of them just want to stay on the axis. It used to be at 5 axes. Most of them want to stay on axis 1, which is it says simple, but it's not simple. Anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress, that kind of stuff. Personality disorders, you're taught that you can't cure a personality disorder. You're not going to fix it. You try to help them manage in life. You try to help them to have a quality of life, but personality disorders do not change. And so it's up to us as therapists to learn more about abuse. And remember, I was telling you guys, I've always been interested in not drama, but trauma, domestic violence. Why do people act the way that they act? Why do they treat people? Or what is the aftermath, the fallout from being abused by someone? And so that's how I studied it. That's how many people studied it. They studied the aftermath, and which is domestic violence, really the aftermath. And you find out that a lot of these people have similar traits and are narcissists. So that's how I educated myself and continue to educate myself. Now, number 2, do they still try to catch me back up in the drama? Always. That's how they are. And eventually they keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. And if you don't play, it's like when that individual that you may have been connected with, is a narcissist, in there, especially if you had a long-term relationship with that person, they always assume that you're theirs. They place you on a shelf and decide when they want to pull you off that shelf or not, whether you want to play the game with them or not. And so that's why I tell you guys, the gray rock method, not, and they realize, okay, I have lost control some kind of way. They're always trying to maneuver a way to get you to talk to them. Anything is a source of fuel for them. Now, for some of you guys, because you're hurt and you're really angry about the fact that individual was or is a narcissist, most of you guys are so focused on, I don't want to give them any fuel. Well, think about this for a minute. Even if you give them something negative, whether you ignore them on purpose, they can feel that energy. They can feel the energy of you being angry with them. They can feel that energy. It doesn't. So if you have children, for example, they can feel that energy between the two of you when you really don't want to be bothered with them. And that's why I say it's very imperative that you heal and that you forgive, because it gets to a point where it doesn't matter whether they try to hoover you or not. You have no feelings for them no more. So a lot of you, yes, that may have been your first husband, your first whatever, may have been, the longest you've ever had, whatever. But when you begin to heal, when you truly begin to heal, you got to excuse me, all this hand washing made my arms itchy. But and I take baths too, y'all. But what I'm saying is that, after a while, when you begin to heal, when you really truly begin to heal and you learn to forgive them, that doesn't mean that you have to be friends with them anymore. It's kind of weird putting on hand lotion and stuff on camera, but when you start to heal, when you truly have healed, when you truly have forgiven them, really whatever they do, any kind of attention, any attention, positive, negative, it doesn't matter. Hello, how you doing? Whatever. Anything is fuel to them. And most of you guys are so focused on making sure, yep, lick a window and you won't even care. But it gets to a point where it doesn't matter whether you feel them or not. All you know is, I'm not going to get pulled back into a conversation with you. I have no interest in you whatsoever. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I have no interest in you. Even those of you that have been married or have children by the narcissist, and you make a decision that, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm just going to do it for the sake of the kids. It gets to a point, where it doesn't matter to you. And so, yes, the answer to that question, Dane, is yes, they always try to they always try to re-engage one way or another. Yes, they always do. Even after you know what they are, sometimes they don't realize you know what they are. Most of them don't know that you realize, but they do realize that you realize the game that they're playing. When you have discovered what they are, or if they watch videos like this and you're describing their behaviors, sometimes they're kind of reluctant to re-engage because they're afraid of a narcissistic injury. But most of the time, it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So let me look. Did I answer that question, Dane? Did I answer that question? Let's see here. So Risa said, Dr. Carmen, I got an alert yesterday. Someone made a purchase at my local pharmacy. Why would a narc use your information and you haven't heard from them in months? Now, Risa, you answer that question. Why would a narc use your information if they haven't talked to you in a couple of months? I'm going to let you, after all these videos, I want you to tell me. You tell me, Risa, why would a narc, you just said, why would a narc use your information you haven't heard from them in months? Why would a narc do that? From my videos, what have you learned? Do they know what they are? No, they don't. Most of them do not know what they are. When you're on the lower scale to the mid-range narcissists, they do not know what they are. They don't understand what they are. They just understand what they're doing. After they start graduating into the different levels, they begin to understand what they're doing is working for them. They understand the manipulation and how it works, and that most people fall for their charm and their beauty or whatever. So most of them like the way they feel when they do what they do. Unless they become more advanced, like a greater narcissist or on the higher level, some of them then understand what they have, not what they are, what they have, and not, well, sometimes why they have what they have, but what they have. Some of them, there are people making videos that are narcissists, and they know exactly what they are and what they're doing and how they do it, and they're telling you about it. So they're teaching you what they do on a daily basis. So they're very aware when they're on the higher scale. And think about those that are trained in the mental health field, even in those, and they discover what they are. And a lot of people, I mean, they give you good information, but that's what they are, and they don't change. And most people love them, but they don't change. That's exactly how they are. How come narcs track you? Well, you got to go and watch some of my videos, because some of those answers are in my videos. Why would they track you? You have a prey and a predator, so why would they track you? Thank you, Doc, for your time on my question. My biggest fear is that the return Hoover, the reaction of ignoring her and creating a narc injury. Do you have anything in common with her? Do you have children or anything like that? Other than that, you don't have anything to worry about. You just stay no contact. You don't have to play just because a person is playing a game or if they've created a war doesn't mean that you have to be a part of it. They can play all by themselves without you participating in the game. Um, Oh, is that for me, MP? Were you talking to me? Let's see. Here for the Madukes info, staying for the dope wig she wears. Reminds me of my great aunt Isola. She's from the South too. Well, all right then. To find out an opportunity, said to find an opportunity to engage with you to see how you're gonna do without them. You're so wise, Lady Troy. You wise girl. So glad to be listening to this, sitting on the deck with a fresh cup of coffee. You go ahead. I need to make me some coffee. I should have made some coffee before I came on here. Struggling with Easter and kids, and he isn't here to at all. At least see them today at all, or even call nothing. He's a narcissist. He discarded you. He's giving you the silent treatment. That's what they do. That's what they do. They can't play all by themselves. They sure can't. They cannot play. They'll wind out of control. Did you ever use a therapist after your relationship? Me, I had a counselor, but my mentor was my counselor. My mentor was my counselor in the relationship and when the relationship ended. My phone is messing up. Would like to talk to you. Your phone is messing up. You'd like to talk to me? Okay. I was a psychopathic narc. Oh, you were with a psychopathic narc. That's bad. Why is NPT so disabling for marriage than other cluster B personality disorders? Well, look at their behavior. Look at how a narcissist operates. A lot of time, people with borderline personality disorder can't maintain relationships. Psychopath and sociopath, most of them, a lot of times they can't maintain relationships. And some narcissists, psychopath, sociopath, borderline personality history, some of them maintain relationships for a long, long, long time, but it's a very dysfunctional relationship. It's a very dysfunctional relationship. So cluster B personality disorders, they're pretty rough. They're pretty rough. It's the dramatic personality disorders. They're dramatic. Dr. Carmen, is it a sign? Is it a sign in the beginning? He was obsessed with me, wanted to stay the night all the time. Then after about 7 months, he hurried and purchased a home thinking I would move in. That's called love bombing. That's called love bombing. That's what they do. Everything is quick. It's love bombing. And he was trying to lock you in. He wanted to lock you in. That's what he was trying to do. Does the mask slip if they are quarantined with a new supply? You know what? If they're quarantined with a new supply and they have no ability to get out and about and do what they normally do, yeah, a lot of times the mask will start slipping. Absolutely, because they're in a confined quarter. They're being confined. They're being confined and they can't get out and about like they normally do. Hey, Doc, what's the best type of therapy after dealing with a narcissist? Trauma-based, trauma-focused counseling. Is domestic violence. Find you a domestic violence counselor or someone that specializes in domestic violence or trauma focused. Hi, Lizette. Mine is the one that has eyebrows are on point, his bald head shiny, clothes on point, everything on point, down to the cologne I like. Never skipped a beat. He was doing it to attract more supply. Absolutely. You helped me through the time of crisis. Well, thank you, Miss Korea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wonder how New Supply is doing in quarantine. They probably banging their head against the wall because they can't figure out what's wrong with this individual. Because trust you me, if a narcissist is confined against their will, with a new supply, that's not the best of the best. It's not the best of the best, y'all. If they will see the mask slip, yeah, they will. They probably will. They also have hygiene issues and they think they're better than people. No, most of them don't have hygiene issues. The one that you were with has hygiene issues. Some of them have hygiene issues, but a lot of the ones that are like somatic narcissists, they smell good, they look good. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Not all of them have hygiene. It's just the one that you were with has hygiene issues. Some of them have hygiene, but not all of them. Trust you me, because those somatic ones, they smell good, they look good, they dress good, they talk good. Oh no, no, no. I've never met a stinky one. Well, no, I haven't. I haven't met a stinky one. Dr. Carmen, did you email me your coaching prices yet? I haven't checked, and I will wait to order the book of all. Yeah, I've already emailed you. How long does it take to get over a narcissist? Over a narcissist, depending on how long you've been in the relationship. It depends on what other trauma you've had in your life. It depends on the type of family you came from, how you were molded. So there is no answer. There is no definitive answer to that, because it all depends on your background, your family background, what you were introduced with, your foundation. How long you were with this narcissist, how bad the trauma was, and so it may take a short time or a long time. Well, I'm glad you're here, Miss Patricia. Thank you. Hi, Leonard. There's something I'm curious about. Now that we are all confined to our homes, how does a narc deal with that? I notice my narc has been making up any reason to leave the house. Some of them think they're immune to the coronavirus too. So they're gonna keep narking. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do what narcissists do. Some of them can't handle being shut in a house when they're accustomed to being mobile and moving around. And then on top of that, most narcissists, you can't give them rules. They are above the law and above rules. Ex-narc actually paid $500 for 3 questions on a lie detector test so we could get married. He passed. Later, I found out he was already married. You know what? If you go study the lie detector test, if a person, I'm not, if a person has really, if their conscience is not operating like the average person, it's too easy to tell a lie and not have a conscience about it, because the detector monitors your heart rate, your breathing, and so think about it. They already assume that they know everything, and if they say something, you're going to believe them anyway. So why would they be nervous about the fact that they're taking a lie detector test? They'll say something and they believe that everyone believes them anyway. They believe them. Well, sometimes they don't even believe themselves, but for them, it'll be easy to pass a lie detector test. Mine doesn't shower for a week at the very least. Not all of them are nasty though. My father's a narc and I kicked him out last month. Can I keep him from going after my children? I mean, your father doesn't have any rights, does he? So, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but your father doesn't have any rights. He's not your children's father. He's the grandfather. So you have total rights and total control over the well-being of your children. All you have to do is talk to a legal professional. And unless they have grandparents' right, I mean, what is he going to do? Take custody from you? I don't think that's going to happen. How do you get over off the good feelings for them? When you love somebody, it takes a while before you get over them. Most people assume that because you love the narcissist or you still love the narcissist, that's abnormal. That's not abnormal. That is very normal, because you love someone. You love someone, and sometimes it takes time to get over someone that you really love, and especially the traumatic breakup, to realize that a narcissist does not have the capacity to love you back the way that you love them. And so to have to get over that trauma and the trauma of what you went through, and then the mental and physical abuse, that's injury. Anybody that's been injured and had to go to the hospital and you were injured, it takes a little while to recover. And so there's nothing wrong with the fact that you still care and love for them. It just takes time for you to get over them. You have to make up your mind. You have to think on purpose. You have to make up your mind and make a decision that I'm going to recover from this, and I'm going to get away from this person, and I'm going to have to just accept the facts. I'm going to accept the facts that it never is going to work. It never has worked. Some people just don't want to accept the facts. That makes them always keep going back. Maybe this time she's changed. Maybe this time he's changed. That hope is the last thing to go. And that's what they play on. That's what they hope. That's what they know, that you are living by hope. Maybe this time you've changed. Well, this is something that he's never said before. This is something that she's never done before. So this time is different. They pull out all the tricks of the bag until they've run their course. And then you finally decide, you know what? It doesn't matter what I do. Every time I go back, it's the same thing over and over again. Then you have to make up in your mind yourself. You have to make up in your mind, I refuse to go back anymore. I'm through with this situation. I'm done with that individual. Once you finally make a decision in your mind, I am done. I am completely through. Then your healing process can start. Think about an alcoholic. An alcoholic, what's the first thing they say when they go into AA? Hello, my name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic. You have to admit that there's a problem first, right? You have to admit the fact that there's a problem in order for you to heal. That's the same with the victims and the victors and the people that are recovering from, is when you finally admit, first of all, the truth behind the whole situation. The truth behind the whole situation is that they'll never change. They don't love anybody but themselves. It wasn't a real relationship. You love them, but they couldn't love you the way that you love them. They can't love. They don't have a conscience the way that you have a conscience. Something is broke in their the oxytocin is not operating right. The ability to bond with people. When you start, the reality of the videos, when it starts hitting you and you finally start admitting to the fact, the truth behind the situation, you can start healing there. But as long as you keep holding on to hope, nothing ever changed. You can't really heal. You know what I mean? When I was confined with mine at home with no plans, we enjoyed each other's company. We always made the best of it. If it was miserable with our marriage, he was a good actor. They're excellent actors, Lizette. They're excellent actors. They can't love, right? Yep. Anyone identifying as an empath, I've been seeing a lot of videos on narcs being drawn to empaths. They are, but everybody's not an empath. People like to label themselves, but everybody's not an empath. Believe you me, light bulb moment, that's what I'm talking about. My sister's starting to call our female parent out after she tried to destroy me and turn everyone against me. Now she asked about me to keep hiding. How is she affected with herself? I'm not quite sure how to answer that. My sister's starting to call our female parent out after she tried to destroy me and turn everyone against me. So your sister is calling out your parent, your mother, and turn everyone against you. Okay, now she's asked about me to keep hiding. How is she affected with herself? Okay, you got to rephrase that for me so I understand what exactly you're asking. Do narcissists really love themselves if they behave that way? Would it be self-hatred? A narcissist, you have to think about it for a minute. The way that they present themselves to you is not the way that they feel. If they tell you you think you're better than me, it's because they think you're better than them. That lets you know how they're thinking. They may say things like, you're broke, you're ugly. I'm just using some childish words. You're broke, you're ugly, you're whatever. They're projecting how they feel on you. So you can act, the way that they handle you, the things that they say to you is a direct reflection on how they feel about themselves. The thing about it is what they're saying to you is a direct reflection of how they are on the inside. Number two, they're chaotic individuals. Think about it. A person that lives in chaos in their mind and in their heart creates chaos in other people's lives. Everything about that narcissist was chaotic, right? Well, a person that is chaotic on the inside cannot create peace in their environment. A person that has a peaceful spirit or is a peaceful person or, a fun person to be around or whatever, just a nice person to be around. These are the type of people that create that type of atmosphere. But if you have a person that's totally chaotic and they can't be, one thing that a narcissist can't handle is being left to their own thoughts and emotions. They'll go crazy. That's what really burns them out. When you do no contact and there's no projection, there's nothing bouncing back off. That's what really drives them crazy, because you see a direct reflection of what they are like. They're chaotic, they're chaotic and they're miserable individuals, but misery likes company and they don't want to feel, they don't want to think. So of course they're going to make you feel a certain way. A lot of times they've said things about you or they've put emotions on you and you accepted it. They've said things about you and you accepted it. You start thinking about it, you accepted it. But why are you accepting how someone feels about themselves? That's just like when a narcissist, I had one example, it was a narcissist, him and his wife, worked at the same company. She had to be in at a different time that he had to be in. He had to be in early than her. So she always sets her alarm. And this just so happened that he overslept. So when he overslept, when he jumped up, he says, you're irresponsible. You didn't even wake me up. What kind of wife are you? And everything that dealt with irresponsibility. There was another one that was trying to do business with someone. And what they said is that you need to be responsible for, you need to make sure that you stay accountable for money. So they kept saying this over and over again. You need to be accountable for money. You need to be accountable with your time. You need to be accountable. And the person that they were talking to, like, I've never had anybody say that. I'm a business owner. I've always been accountable. I've always been, but they were reflecting how they felt about themselves and what was said about them. And so you have to be careful, because a lot of things that you guys, the way that you guys are living, the way that you're thinking, a lot of times you guys are living and thinking the way that narcissist told you to live and think. And the way that they have you living and thinking is the way that they know that they are or feel about themselves. You see what I mean? I just had a moment. I stuck in a phase of thinking he will want our marriage back, that he will want to go to marriage counseling. I really have to work on changing my mindset. So it's hard 6 months later, and I continue to think about him day and night. He is pulling you in by what you desire the most. When they tell you, now you've asked them to go to counseling forever and a day, and you decide that I'm going to leave, they pull out any pit stop. They pull out anything to make you think that they've changed. Okay, let's go to counseling. Let's work this out. And it may be good for a month or two, but they go right back to their old ways. It was just a way to pull you back in. It's just a way to pull you back in. Is it possible for a narc to be classified as more than one type? Okay, Polly, do you mean like somatic versus cerebral? You mean it like that? Somatic versus cerebral narcissist, or overt versus covert? Give me a little more information. Yeah, chaotic. They're chaotic people. I feel the same, Nubia. I never felt lonely or understood the meaning of loneliness until I met this girl. You know what? A lot of times people, my pastor called up my narc in counseling. See, and they don't like that. That's a narcissistic injury. So be prepared that your pastor is probably going to be smear campaigned. Yeah, future faking. Absolutely. So be prepared that your pastor will probably be smear campaigned because he or she caused a narcissistic injury. How are you deeply lonely with someone right next to you? That is a confusing feeling to have inside. Well, just because, most people try to get into a relationship because they're lonely, but there are thousands and hundreds and thousands of people that are married and lonely. They're married and lonely because you're looking to fix an issue within yourself by someone else. Oh, thank you so much, JJJ Lewis. Yeah, textbook. But you got to think, most people are seeking to resolve an issue within themselves by bringing someone in. Just like a woman who doesn't feel pretty or has a low self-esteem, she gets with a man and then she expects the man to continuously tell her how beautiful she is, how much he loves her, to make her feel good. So they break up and like, you did not fulfill my needs. Okay, well, your needs cannot be fulfilled by someone else. A man doesn't have time to walk around always telling a woman how beautiful they are. But you didn't tell me you love me today, so I don't know whether you still love me. Drive a man crazy. Likewise for a woman, a man that is needy. It's like he's needy. He's a needy individual. It's like no matter what you say is never enough. You're handsome, you're smart, you're this, you're that. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Thank you again. Like, well, dang, how many times do I have to say this? Then you realize you're pouring something into a bottomless pit. No matter how much you put into that bottomless pit, you'll never fill that bottomless pit up. You can't make someone feel good about themselves. You cannot make someone have a good. When you get together in a relationship, it's not for the purpose of making another person feel good. You two come together, and yes, you feel good when we're together, but we're not always going to feel good. But I'm going to love you and respect you. Two people have to respect each other to be in a relationship. Polly says somatic, cerebral, covert. Is it possibly more than one? Yeah. A somatic, there are somatic narcissists that are also cerebral. They may be dominantly somatic, but there's cerebral too, and they sometimes they click on that cerebral. Not sometimes they'll click on the cerebral when they need to use the cerebral for a purpose. So there I've met a lot of very intellectual somatic narcissists, very smart, where you would assume that they were a cerebral narcissist until you watch their behavior, and the somatic was more dominant, and they use the cerebral to maneuver and get into certain crowds and everything, because but then as you get to know them, it's like they're the dumbest smart people that you ever know, the most intellectual, educated, dumbest. Thank you, uniquely my day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But and a lot of them, as you begin to grow, see, they can be smart or very intellectual in a certain area until you begin to grow and learn stuff, and then you look back and they're still in that same place, and you realize, dang, you're dumb. And then they get with another individual that think they're so highly intelligent. But you got to remember, a cerebral is very intelligent, and also remember, somatic is very seductive, and so they can maneuver themselves within crowds and pick up on behavior and languages where you'll never know. And they're very intellectual people. Covert versus overt. You do have those that may start off as overt, and as they get to know who they are, as they get to know, not who they are, as they get to know what they're doing and how they do what they do, and it works better being undercover when no one knows, some of them will flip from overt to covert. Even certain situation, life experiences, and there are some that starts off at cerebral, and they begin to mature. They become that ugly duckling, duckling that becomes a beautiful swan, and all of a sudden they switch from cerebral to somatic. You have overts that start off on the lower end, and they're wild, and the control doesn't work as good as if they tone it down some and hide that aggressiveness, that anger. So yes, they can be both, or they can switch back and forth. Yes, but one of them is going to be more dominant than the other. Some predators can target a victim just from watching their body language, body mechanics. Isn't that what we do in counseling? Isn't that what criminologists do when they're studying criminal behaviors? Isn't that what forensic psychologists do when they're studying criminal behavior? They study body language. There's a higher percentage of, you have the verbal language, and then you have the nonverbal language. And so a lot of times there's a higher percentage of nonverbal communication than there is of verbal communication. A lot of times people will come into counseling and they'll say something, but I can look at their body language and their facial expression, and it says something totally different. You can read body language when couples, for example, when couples come into counseling, you can read their body language when they sit down on the couch and they're sitting next to each other. They're sitting far apart, and they're like, oh yeah, we love each other a whole lot. Then why are you guys sitting so far apart on the couch? That's already talking to me. You see what I mean? That was my experience. Smartest dumb person. See? When you finally end it, why do they have to be so malicious instead of just walking away? Number one, you cause a narcissistic injury. Number two, you don't break up with them, they break up with you. So a lot of times it's childish thinking, but a lot of times they'll get back with you because you don't break up with me until I tell you to break up. And I'm going to be the first one to break up, not you. But you cause a narcissistic injury where they probably could not connect with another supply as quick as they could had they did it themselves. So my ex tried to get me fired, attempted to file fake police reports, then sent me an apology text after he did those things, saying he loved me, because he was trying to pay you back for breaking up with him, pay you back for causing a narcissistic injury and discarding him. So, and that is true nature. When he shows himself, believe who he is. That's how they operate. They always want to make you feel less than. Yep. Which are somatic ones? Never heard of those. I did a video. Go watch the videos. There's somatic. Somatic are the ones that are more into their looks, sexuality. Their sex, the looks. They're beautiful. They're charming. They're into having stuff or pretending like they have a lot. Pretending like they have more than what they really have. They're going debt to try to prove that they're wealthy. They're better than those that are around them. So they're more into materialistic and aesthetics. A cerebral is more of a thinker. They'll use sex to pull you in, but sex is not one of the biggest thing that really concerns them. They're more into mind fuel, thinking fuel. They're more into intellect and being around people that are thinkers. So that's the difference. But I did do a video on that. He definitely lost his mask when he got a narc blow, turned real mean. The toxic dark triad night was Pinky in the brain and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The narc discarded, and then when I moved on, they got upset, monkey branching, swing from one tree to another. Let's see. Give me just a minute. Let me see what's going on my other one. So I'm having some problems with my Periscope, y'all. So I apologize. Something's going on with my Periscope. Give me just a second, y'all, okay? Give me just a minute, y'all. Okay. Give me just a second, y'all. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. So, okay, back to the question. I'm sorry. In business, you're welcome, Muriel. Muriel. In business communication management teaches you to read nonverbal communication, physical gestures from people that really aren't listening to a word you're saying. Absolutely. That's what therapists, we have to pay attention to that in counseling as well. My ex found a new supply living with a new woman and bringing children around, and I'm currently in the thick of trying to heal as I feel so blindsided. Yeah, I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but yep, that sounds about like them. Okay, did I miss something? How do I get over betrayal trauma to have healthy relationships moving forward? Well, counseling. I always advocate counseling. Go to trauma counseling. Find someone that understands domestic violence and the aftermath or the after effects of domestic violence. My narc left me for someone with borderline personality disorder. A perfect match in the double toothpicks. Oh, that borderline will wear that narcissist out. They're going to do some damage to each other. I promise you that. They're going to do some damage to each other. I think he had a new supply lined up and he wanted to turn around and say he discarded me. These people are ridiculous. Oh yeah, they're going to smear campaign to make themselves look good. You're not going to get the upper hand when it comes to a narcissist. That's why you have to pick and choose your battles wisely. Are you trying to get away from them, or are you trying to win in the fight? Some of you guys are wanting to know if can a cerebral be a covert? Oh, absolutely. But some of you guys, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Iman. Thank you so much. But some of you guys, you're trying to remember, are you trying to get out of the relationship? Are you trying to heal from the relationship? Or are you these Medicaid or state insurance program counselors? Well, I accept Medicaid and I accept state insurance. So I don't think that's a general statement. That's a very general statement. My business partner, who is now a psychologist, she accepted Medicaid and state insurance. And I think that's Dawn's Light. I think that's a very general statement. I think the ones that you have encountered probably weren't all that. So I don't accept that statement because I know a lot of them that are good at what they do. Not me. Okay. And I'm just saying, some state, they just do the basics. I'm very interested in my clients, and yes, a lot of people are shocked at the fact I've spoken to other professionals. And when I spoken to other professionals that did like med management, they asked me what insurances that Oh, I don't take it personal. I'm supporting my fellow brothers and sisters that do take state insurance. A lot of people like ourselves that take state insurance or Medicaid, a lot of other professionals such as med providers, psychologists are actually shocked at the fact that we are taking state insurance. And my thoughts were is people that are on Medicaid, which I was on Medicaid at one time, people that are on Medicaid deserve the same treatment and the same type of care that a person that's paying out of pocket for insurance. I don't think it should be a difference. I understand that, yes, people are paying into insurance, so they should receive quality care. But what's the difference between quality care with a person that can afford insurance and quality care for a person that really can't afford insurance? That's why a lot of people who need counseling really don't go seek counseling, because they couldn't afford it at one point in time until they got insurance, even if it is state insurance. So I'm sorry that you've had a bad experience with a lot of state, but that it shouldn't be the case. I look look at everybody as the same. Don't matter whether you're rich or whether you're poor or whether you are in between socioeconomic status. I believe that everybody should be treated equally. They should be treated with the same kind care and concern that anybody else that can and cannot afford insurance. Who do you guys need to block? Who do y'all need to block? Who y'all on here fighting? Let me see. Oh, oh, okay. No, not you, Miss Travis. Yeah. No, she explained herself. I understand what she was saying. I understood what she was saying. Go light. Go light. Go light, just be real. Just be real, shoot you off the screen. So go light. I understood what she was saying though. My now is seeing my ex-neighbor who is married woman with 4 kids. See, they have no standard. And that's why we love you, doctors. Oh, thank you, Miss Darlene. I appreciate you. I was like that when I first started off. Before I had my license, I used to work for a company where a private practitioner, well, a private office. And they used to think the same thing. You know, at that time, I had a really, really nice car, and I used to dress in my suit jackets. And I was a family preservation service provider. And so a lot of times with those, you're dealing with like low income families that you're assisting in parenting. You're assisting with trying to get the kids in or, you know, give them parenting skills. But a lot of times, you know, even though in high school, I used to be around the projects all the time. So, you know, it didn't bother me. You know, me and my family ended up being low income at one point in time, you know, and then me, myself, you know, my mother and then me, myself. And so to me, it doesn't bother me, you know. So I think my experience is when I was working on a lot of these cases, a lot of, you know, you guys don't get mad at me when I say this, okay? A lot of my Caucasian brothers and sisters were kind of scared to go into the projects or into the hood. And so they were shocked with me because of the fact that I didn't have a problem taking a luxury car into the hood and going to see, you know, my clients. It did not bother me. If you act like you're scared, then you should be scared, you know, but it didn't bother me because I believe that everybody deserves quality care. I even had them ask me, why do I always wear, you know, I had like a suit jacket. I always dress really nice. The same way I dress now, I used to dress really nice. Then, you know, when they gave me like, they would consider them the bad cases. Well, I'd go in there and I'd dress nice because I felt that everybody deserves to have, you know, quality care. So it doesn't matter whether you had money or not. I'm going to provide you with quality care. So if you come, I'm a thug doctor. I was a thug doctor. I was in the military. Shoot, I had some thug soldiers. So you can't be scared. If you scared, you know, people play off of your fear. People will play off of your fear. And so I just wasn't scared. I was around it, you know, since I was young. So it didn't bother me. And so for me to go into so they gave me a lot of the cases that were low income cases that were in low income places, you know, in the hood, in the projects, you know, and I didn't have a problem with that. But I had someone ask me the question one time and they were like, why do you always dress like that when you go there? I said, if Bill Gates came in here right now and he wanted counseling, do you think he would go for someone that kind of looked like him, you know, more professional? Or do you think he would go with someone that's walking around with flip-flops and jeans to counseling? You know, do you think that he would look at, you know, you know, your first impression is a lasting impression? And so even with people, everybody doesn't stay impoverished. You know, one day they may be, you know, they may be like us, you know, or whatever, you know, and so they deserve quality care. So that's just my take on it. You know what I mean? Well, I just did mention Bill Gates, and I was just giving you an example. So this is the first live I've ever made listening while I'm watching my daughters ride their scooter. Oh, well, thank you, John. Thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate that. I'm glad we had no kids. I'm glad for you too, girl. Dr. Carmen, when you have time, please send me another email, your coaching information. I did not receive it. Go check your spam mail. Go check your spam email. If you need counseling, he can come get counseling from me. I'm an equal opportunity counselor. Everybody got issues. You know what? I don't look at, think about this for a minute. Doctor, there is no price I wouldn't pay to sit in your office. You're amazing. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Think about this for a minute. This is one of the hardest things that most people have to look at. You can look at a person that, whatever decision that they make, but a lot of people have issues. Never underestimate the power of the counselor that you trust to be able to talk to the people that are sent. Okay, so you guys know that I'm a believer. That's my thing. I'm a believer. Now, of course, when I'm in counseling with people, I don't press my belief system on anybody. Everybody has their own belief system. There are people that have come in there that were Wiccan. There are people that have come in there that were Muslim. There are people that have come in there that are Buddhist. There are people that come in there that are Christian. So I have all walks of life coming into my office at all times. Some people just don't believe in anything. And when they come in, it's always my opportunity to use wisdom to figure out how can I help you in a situation. What's to say that a person, for those of you that are believers, what's to say that a person won't be interested in what you're interested in after you help them? I believe that I'm a very effective individual. Yeah, that too. I believe that I'm a very effective individual. I had a person come in that was a Luciferian, had a big, what do they call the big pentagram on his elbow, on both of his elbows. So he had the big pentagram on both of his elbows, and he was a mean somebody. He lasted about one time and then he left. I didn't, I handled him with kindness and everything. I think two. He came twice. And I handled him with kindness. And he was very, very angry individual. But just because a person's belief, just because the political views, I don't look at their political views. I don't look at their religious belief system. I look at the problem. I look at their problem. Now, one of the things that I have been asked before, do I provide counseling for my LGBTQ community? Well, I don't have enough information, and that's why you have to have the wisdom to know I don't have enough information to be able to do marriage counseling or couples counseling because I'm not capable of doing that. That's not something that I am taught in doing. So usually what I'll do is I'll talk to them, find out what the problem is, and then I make sure I hand them over to a good counselor that has more knowledge than I have on that situation. Now, do I counsel the LGBT community as individuals? Absolutely. But are they coming in for me to change them? Absolutely not. They're coming in because they're depressed. They've had some trauma. They need some management. They need encouragement. They've had hurt in their life. And so you have to look at what are the people coming into you for? Even if, some of you guys don't counsel Bill Gates, but what if he came in and he was depressed? Why would I deny him because of his based off of his opinions on certain things or based off of his, political views or anything like that? He's coming in with a problem. And my job is to handle the problem, not to look at him and I'm not going to counsel you. Well, that wouldn't be right? That's what you have to leave. Equal opportunity counselor. That's what I am. You come in, you have a problem. Now you come in there fighting and wanting to tear my office up or threatening to do something to me, then I'm going to just politely escort you back out the door. I'm just not going to do it. And I've had people do that before. I've come in and have people get mad and decide they threaten me. I said, come on, I got hood in my heart now. I got hood in my heart. No, don't underestimate me now. We can tear up an office. I don't have a problem, but I would gladly escort you out. You know what I mean? My husband never apologized ever and still blames me for everything. My mind is boggled. Your mind shouldn't be boggled, girl. I'm telling you that because of the fact that that's a narcissist. They don't take responsibility for nothing. They don't take accountability of nothing. They don't take it. They just don't. You see what I mean? They don't. That is their nature. That's their character. And you have a good character. You don't take the blame for nothing that did not belong to you. Don't take responsibility. I'm good in my heart. Right now, narcs claim to be extremely spiritual believers, come into counseling, but end up being some of the nastiest individuals spiritually abusive. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Yep, I do. Past the fog, they have been smearing you for a long time. The best way is not to explain yourself. Soon some will see the lines. You don't have to explain yourself. I'm hood in my heart. How would a narcissist act once you press charges against them? It's been 2 months and I haven't heard from him. What should I expect? This next court hearing is in June. Protect yourself. That's what you do. You make sure you protect yourself. Never underestimate them and never, ever underestimate what they can or will not do. If they're really, really quiet, just put your mindset to, I need to protect myself and I also need to, protect myself and I also need to get protection in order. Always try to think ahead of them. That's what I'm saying. Dr. Carmen must watch Falling from Grace by Tyler Perry. Okay. Hold on. Let me write it down. Hold on. Falling from Grace. Is it a movie or is it like a series? Uniquely made. Fallen from grace. Gotcha. I press charges against mine too. Dr. C is right. Never underestimate them. Never underestimate them, because you caused a narc injury. And Netflix, so is Fallen from Grace, is it a series or is it a movie? Oh, movie. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna watch it when we get off camera. I'm gonna go watch it, okay? So one of you guys asked me, who was it? Somebody asked me to go watch The Tiger King. How many of you guys seen The Tiger King? A movie? Okay, straight. I was hood. I'm sorry. Let me be professional. Oh, that is great. That is great. That is great. Okay, movie. Okay, I'm gonna go watch it. Fallen from Grace. I'm gonna see what that is. I may have seen it though. Is it a new movie? Fallen from Grace. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. So, how many of you guys seen The Tiger King? How many of you guys have seen The Tiger King? I live with Joe. Wait a minute, you said I've watched it. I live where Joe Exotic does. Oh wow. Well, he's in jail, ain't he? They all have Narcissist and Tiger King. Have you noticed that? You noticed that? So you guys know I was watching it. I mean, it was a good documentary, but my mind was like, I wanted to write like, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my goodness. My mother was glad when my beloved dad died of lung cancer in 2004. We still didn't let her into our lives. She is rageful. She believes she owns us. I don't call her. She thinks she is a mother. You know what, Cher, though? The sad part about the whole situation is this. A lot of times, most of you guys feel obligated to continue being abused by your parents. I know you should honor your parents, you know what I mean? But at the same time, how much abuse are you willing to accept? Sometimes you do have to cut people off. You have to make a decision. Should I continue being abused or should I cut you off? No one is, listen, I know this is kind of a blanket statement because I'm talking to a lot of people all at one time. I got 3 different social media sites up. Let me explain something to you guys. You guys have a lot more value than you think you do. You guys are very, 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 you're welcome, Cher. You guys have a lot more value than you really assume that you do. It's something that my mentor said yesterday. The enemy is afraid of you hold on. I got to look. The enemy is afraid of you. And okay, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to say it the next time I do a video. But I watched it today again. I'm going to write it down. If somebody on here heard the statement that she made, type it up for me so I can repeat it. But I'm going to go look at it again and I'm going to say it. The enemy is more afraid of you than you are aware of yourself. The enemy is more afraid of you than you are aware of yourself. The narcissist is more afraid of you than you are aware of yourself. Think about it. Why would a person bully you so much unless they're afraid of you? So if I can keep you in fear, and if I can keep you in a anxiety-ridden state and afraid where you really don't know how much damage you can do, I can get away with murder. I can get away with a lot of things, right? They're more afraid of you than you are of them. Well, then you are aware of yourself. You see what I mean? They are more afraid of you than you are aware of yourself and how much power you really have. You have to remember that. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. Somebody posted the comment. Let me see. You have to understand that a narcissist is more afraid of you than you are aware of yourself. You have no idea what a powerful individual you are. But a lot of times your power and your strength doesn't come out until you are challenged. Check this out. I was listening. Hey, June. I was listening to the Honorable Bishop Jakes. And he said they were talking about it was this fish. Was it a catfish? No, it was a cod or something like that. They were transporting cod from one state to another, but by the time the cod got there, it didn't have that good flavor because it was frozen, number one. It didn't have that good fresh flavor that it had when it was on the East Coast. And so they froze it. Everything that they did, it didn't taste the same way it did in from the East Coast while it was traveling to the West Coast. So what they found out was they put catfish That catfish are predators. And they put catfish in the water with the cod as they were transporting the cod from the East Coast to wherever they were transporting this cod. And the reason why, by the time they got this cod, it had that fresh, good taste to it as it did when they went to the restaurants on the East Coast. Well, what they found out is that as long as that catfish was a predator and was chasing a cod around, it kept that adrenaline pumping and it kept that cod, chasing and kept them on a chase. The way that you find out your true, their heart racing. It kept their heart racing. So the thing about it is, hey, Jordan, well, thank you. But you have to remember that the bad part about the situation is who we got caught up with in a relationship, right? But your strength did not come out until you were challenged by someone that became your enemy. The lover that you had, or the person that you loved the most, was the person that ended up hurting you the most. But in that hurt and that pain, you found out some strength and some power that you didn't know that you had in the first place. I found out that I knew how to pray. I knew how to pray some of this stuff off of me. Now, this is just me. Not everybody believes in the same God that I believe in, and that's not a problem. Everybody has their own belief system. Whatever your belief system is, I respect that, and you use that belief system, okay? But what I'm saying is I found out a lot of strengths about myself that I didn't know I had until that enemy reared his ugly head, until the narcissist did me the way that he did me, the way, or other ones did me the way that they did. When they took everything that I had and I had to start from ground zero, it really let me see how much strength and power I had, how intelligent I really was. I never knew that I was intelligent as I was, because in school I was failing school. And the reason why I was failing school is because I was going through my own trauma as a teenager. So I thought I was academically dumb until I got into college. I got into college and I started studying stuff that I enjoy studying. And I found out just how smart I really was. Academically, I was smart. I am actually a cerebral thinker. I'm not a narcissist, but I'm cerebral. And at the same time, I realized how intelligent I was. I realized how, what's the word I'm looking for? Analytic I am. How I observe a lot. I observe behaviors. I observe people. And I never knew until I came on, I finished school. I came on here and I start talking to you guys. It took an enemy to bring out your strengths. If you don't have an enemy in your life, how are you ever going to know how strong you really are? So sometimes you have to, switch the way that you're looking at the situation. Yes, the situation was really bad. Yes, you were injured. Yes, a lot of you guys are, are in the process of, in the early stages of being hurt. A lot of you are in the middle. A lot of you guys are, whatever stage of healing that you are in. Some of you guys are in shock because you can't believe a person did you that way. But are you dead? You did not commit suicide. Do not commit suicide, because you have no idea how powerful you truly, truly are. And it takes your enemy to bring out your strength. A lot in the military, unless I didn't know I could run 2 miles in about 15. I remember the fastest I ever ran 2 miles in was probably like 16 minutes straight. I never got into the 15s. I was not no speed racer. That just wasn't me. And so, but I never knew I could run 2 miles in 16 minutes. For me, well, no, I take it back. I did run. I think I ran it in 15:50 or 15:45 one time, but I never even knew I could run 10 miles. I remember saying that one day change your perspective and change your confession that comes out of your mouth. Your confession and your perspective leads you in life. So if you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, this is so hard, I'm not going to make it. Well, guess what? You're going to keep getting stuck in that cycle. If you keep flunking the 6th grade, you're going to be 30 years old in the 6th grade. They're going to be like, get out and go get your GED. If you keep failing something, you're going to keep having to repeat it one way in your life or another. And so you stop saying, I'm not going to make it. This is hurting so bad. I ain't going to make it. You 500 years old. You made it to 500 years old and life is almost over and you ain't made it. Yes, you did. I ain't going to make it. How am I going to make it? I can't do this. And my heart is hurt. You know what? Yes, I was there too. You see what I mean? But it took your enemy to show you how powerful you truly were, how much power, how much strength, how much wisdom you had, how much skill you had. Shoot, I just built a fish tank stand over there. You guys saw the picture of it. I'm not saying my enemy brought that out, but I'm saying I'm a single woman now. So as a single woman, I'm having to build stuff by myself. Well, I'm never a single woman. I am single, but I have the Lord Jesus. as my husband. But what I'm saying is that I built a fish tank there. I built this right here. I built something else. And so it wasn't until I was doing it by myself that I realized how much skills I really had. If you push me, trust me, there ain't no man to fix my car. I go out there and change some things on my own car before I take it to the shop, because I learned to do it in the military. I just never had to do it because I was a lady, y'all. I was a lady. I was a lady, so I let the gentlemen be men. I let the men's be men's. But if the men's weren't around, I did it myself. I popped the hood, do whatever I have to do. I done came from church one day, y'all, and my lights went out in the front and the back. I turned on YouTube. My sister Tasha, Demetria Fields, she is the YouTube queen. I got on YouTube and looked up to see my model of car, the kind of car, the Camaro that I have, looked it up and figured out how to open up the lights. I put a towel on, I covered my little legs because I still have my Sunday best on, and I laid on the floor and opened up them light bulbs, put them light bulbs back in, the halogen lights back in, went to the trunk, popped the trunk, open up those lights and put the lights back in. Don't play with me. I can take the battery out. I can spark plugs, whatever. But sometimes it takes for you to be pressed out in order for you to see just how powerful you really are. Sometimes it takes for you to be pressed out. Sometimes it takes for somebody to hate you so much to make you realize how much value you have in you. But always remember, like my mentor said, you know, they are more afraid of you than you are more aware of yourself. Always remember that. This is why I am almost 5 years abstinence and love being single. I've never been married and could care less about marriage. I love my peace. I don't deal well with immaturity. Go ahead, Kimmy girl. I still need to call you. I still ain't called you yet. I'm sorry. I still need to call you, and I apologize. But you know, when the right one comes, you'll know, because you'll know by his character. You'll know by his spirit. You'll know when the right one comes, because I love my peace and quiet too, honey. Yes. I was in the United States Army. I'm United States Army retired. Who? I got told I couldn't do anything. Now I'm out and I can do lots of things. See, a lot of times if you listen to what they're saying and you flip it around, you'll find out just how valuable you are. Really, I'm a much better person, and I'm really positive now. And yes, strength and intelligence, superwoman. There you go. Hey, me too, queen. Peace of mind is priceless. See, that's my girl, my comrade and high school friend. Let's see. My ex used military tactics toward me and then cry wolf when the police were called. They used their rank to try to destroy me for years. How you gonna use this rank and you're a civilian? They can't use your rank. Well, in the military, yeah, I can get it. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I can see them misusing their rank. I learned to be happy with myself. There you go. I have a stool when I need to get something from the top of the cabinet. I take it, Sky Dream, you're short. Miss K, yes, and they woke up from the nightmare. The immaturity is worse, yes. Love, peace, 30 years with a narc. See? Thank you, Miss Sabrina. I appreciate you. Thank you. I helped the narcissist to fix a bathroom sink. He didn't know anything. I learned from my house, and I had. After a year and a half of no contact with everyone, my sister is calling our mom out due to her smear campaign and child abuse we endured, and I lived 46 years. I said no, and she tried to destroy me, and she is affected. Wait a minute. So you said no to your mother, who was the abuser, and she was affected by you saying no? Is that what you're saying? They appeal to authority, logical fallacy. I don't remember who I was before him. I didn't like myself with him, and I connected to my spirit and without him. There you go. I put him out interchangeably. Shorty's eye. I put him out interchangeably, or he leaves for 6 months at a time. When he leaves 6 months at a time, where do you think he's going? I just want you to use your I want you to use your shanana. I want you to use your common sense. I want you to use your red flags. If he leaves for 6 months, where do you think he's going? A narc cannot cook, eats from cans. Okay, that may have been the one that you went, but the ones that I know can cook. Not all of them, but a lot of the ones I know can cook. See, some of the little details that you guys talk about when it comes to a narcissist are personal experiences. Not all narcissists can cook. Not all narcissists going to take a bath. You know, most of the somatic ones will, but some of that is individual. Some of that is not narcissism. Some of that is just them nasty little selves. That's all. Mental abuse and financial abuse. I didn't eat unless they were ready to eat. Now my head is clear after 1 year of freedom. You go ahead. No, you eat whenever you want to. You eat whenever you want to, honey. Will a narc still hoover you once you've pursued legal action? Will they wait until things die down? Uh, it depends on what type of narc you were with. Depends on what type of narc you were with. No, I didn't want it. Trust me, folk. Try to pray for me to have a husband. I tell them to give that prayer to someone else. Oh, you don't want to be married? Kimmy, you don't want to be married at all? Okay, girl. The narc cook good, see? Wanda Jane, okay, truly ridiculous. He is an addict. He's probably with someone getting high. There you go. He knew how to use the microwave. Well, it's good to see you too, Bruce. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So true. Let's see. Well, y'all don't slow down. So if we slow down, I guess I can go cook. I was with the narc for 10 years. We broke up 15 months ago, and I never missed her. I was so done and confused that I stayed that long, and I had to forgive myself for staying. There you go. Forgive yourself. All of us have made bad choices. Hey, I got a question. What do you do to get over the abuse after no contact? Now you're going to have to go back and watch the replay because I answered that question. Now, you want me to leave yet? Well, y'all start slowing down. All I think about is my grandbaby. I know, and that's a beautiful little girl. Boy, she look like you and your daughter. You look like you had that baby. She just carried the baby. Boy, that y'all triplets. That is a beautiful little grandbaby. I want to bite that cheek. That's a beautiful little baby. Okay, well, you don't want to get married. That's you, girl. All right. I ain't hating on you. Sometimes trauma is that bad where you just never want, and I'm not saying you, Miss Kimmy, but what I'm saying is sometimes you've been through so much that you really thank you. So who just gave me that? Who did that? Thank you, JT. I sure, God bless you too. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sometimes you've been through so much that sometimes you've been through so much that that's the first and last, or the last relationship you ever want to be in. And some people are just perfectly content being by themselves. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. You discover a lot of things about yourself. You know what I mean? You discover things that you like, jobs and stuff. Can I get your information for counseling? Just email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. It's DrCarmenBryant @outlook.com. And then just tell me what you're inquiring about. Because I have a lot of emails that come through. Just remind me what you're inquiring about. Just send me an email. I feel like a child, even though I'm 43. I don't have children, but I often view myself as a child. I live alone in a house I rent on Social Security. Need to get a training. Keep dropping out near finish line. You're self-sabotaging. Share, is it share? Share or Sherry? Share. You have to think, you have to think for a minute. You know what, Stevie Bananas, is that me you talking about? You have to think for a minute. Why are you self-sabotaging? What is, and that's you, see? You have to ask yourself, why are you self-sabotaging? Are you self-sabotaging because what has been said to you? Are you self-sabotaging because what the narcissist has told you? So every time you get near to completing something, you self-sabotage. A lot of times people go back to their original pain and don't realize it. Me? Oh, okay. But sometimes people self-sabotage and they go back to what they are accustomed to. Not that you like it, but like you're self-punishing yourself. Yeah, self-punishment. Like you keep going back into this cycle. Why can't I complete it? Because every time I get close to the finish and something good happens, let me stop it before they stop it. So a lot of times you'll self-sabotage because that's all you're used to. You're not used to having anything nice. You're not used to making progress in anything. Let me stop it before they stop it. How to distinguish someone wanting to just get to know you and is not a narc, then they add you on social media and keep wanting to talk consistently and keep complimenting your looks. That's a red flag. That's a red flag, Sky Dream. Anytime, somebody wants to get to know you and they add you to social medias that they didn't ask you to add to social medias, and they keep trying to talk consistently, because they're trying to get information from you, and all they ever do is just keep on complimenting you on your looks, keep on coming. After a while, for some people that are hurt and really desire that feels good, and so they want people to do that, and so you get caught up in that. But if that's bothering you, that's a red flag. Watch that. That's a red flag. I was taught about scotomas. It changed my life. What is a scotoma? Educate me, honey. Stalker. Yeah, don't let him come back, Kimberly. I don't let anyone I date on my social media. Have dated or date. There you go, Sky Dream. Dr. C said it. They found me from a tag. Okay, if they found you from a tag and they just adding you without asking you, red flag. People think this is cute. It's not cute. This is definitely a red flag. Absolutely. Thank you for this forum. Men need a voice with narcissistic abuse. The face of narcissists seems to be associated with men. It's not. Thank you for equity of advice. You're welcome, Don. You are so welcome. It goes both ways, because there's some vicious women out there. I promise you, some vicious women. And then check this out, Don. A lot of the ladies that are commenting on here, if you actually read, a lot of them are actually talking about their ex-girlfriends. Some of them are actually talking about their ex-girlfriends. I think, especially like, I'm trying to think. I know Just Be Real. She has mentioned it before. So there are a lot of ladies on here that talk about the female narcissist. So yes, the narcissism, it has no gender or sexual preferences, and then it has no. She said not pink but red flag. Darlene said that's not a pink flag. That's a red flag. Can borderline with narcissistic traits of cerebral somatic Hoover after the restraining order I placed for him expires? Depends on the type of person that they are. There are people I have watched on television where people have put restraining orders on a narcissist and they didn't care. They're above the law, and they actually came back and killed that individual. So why am I not in uniform? What uniform am I supposed to be in? Find myself not wanting to get close to people now for fear that I was the abusive one. I keep to myself and go back and forth on whether I am the narcissist or not. If you are over concerned about the fact that you are a narcissist and it's causing you anxiety, you're probably not the narcissist. You are no mud, no luck. You are not the narcissist, girl. My boyfriend, ex-narc, has stalked me. That's what they do. That's what they do. Hey, it's a TikTok challenge for the hospital workers, LOL. Oh, okay. I'm not a hospital worker, but for all the hospital workers, our love and prayers to you guys for being out there on the front line, and thank you guys for what you are doing. Thank you guys for what you are doing. Any advice for dealing with the process of leaving for my 10-year-old? Narc always wants to bring him into adult issues. We had 12-year relationship, 4 children, and have recently filed for divorce. Still have at least 90 days of living together. I've done some videos on narcissistic parents. I've also did some videos on narcissists in the legal system. I also did a video on co-parenting versus counter-parenting. Go check out those videos. It's a lot. I mean, I know you're asking me a question that has a whole bunch of answers to it. That will require a whole video in itself, but I do have some videos actually discussing what you're asking me. This female narcissist has hacked all my social media to hold on me for my energy to attract other supply. Keep posting with new supply in the background. Block. Cylinder blocker. Okay, thanks for asking. Stay blessed. Happy Easter to you too, Marilyn. Thank you so much. Yes, it happened to me. He came back after he put a restraining order on me. See? They think they're above the law. Who did that? Let me see who just did that. Did I miss something here? Okay. All right. If you have a weird feeling about new contacts, then your intuition is telling you something's wrong. Absolutely. Happy Easter to you too. Thank you so much, Gemstone. I appreciate you. Thank you. making masks for my daughter who's a nurse. You go ahead, Darlene, girl. You can go sell. You can make some money. I'm telling you, you can sell, make some money. People are looking for masks. So Darlene, you can make some masks for her and everybody at her agency. Block phone and social media for them. Absolutely. I have grown my own business knowing more than one narcissist. See? Exactly. They'll bring out the best. They can bring out the worst and the best of you. I am a former candidate for U.S. Congress. My campaign caused my now ex-husband to abandon me and our kids. I'm currently contemplating a third run. I'm looking to make Cluster B awareness central theme. Marcia, you got my vote, honey. You got my vote. Hey, email me. Whatever I need to do support, I will support you. I will support you. But he was intimidated. He was intimidated. You putting out too much business about them. Yes, Cluster B awareness central theme. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what we need more people to bring awareness of this because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Can you explain why narcissistic parents freak out and would call you rude names like hooker when you reveal that you're dating someone? Because they want control. It's called a smear campaign. They want power and control, and they're using a smear campaign. I'm scared, but I pray before my shift, and I wear my PPEs, wash hands, take all PPEs off before I leave the hospital. And you know that all you healthcare workers, hospital workers, you guys are in our prayers. You guys are in our prayers. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing. I'm with narcissist that is 50 years old, still lives with mom, never has moved out. He tried to make me eat sweets when he knows I'm trying to lose weight. He has kept intimacy away since last year. Okay, let me ask you a question, Elvia. If you and him haven't done anything in a year, don't think he's not doing something. Don't think he's not doing something. Number one, whether it's pornography, masturbation, or another supply. And number two, if he knows that you are trying to lose weight, he's sabotaging you because he wants to make sure that nobody else wants you. Even though he really technically doesn't want you either. You know, that's how a narcissist is. There's something he wants from you. So for him to do that, to sabotage you like that, is that to keep you from being attractive, in his mind, to keep you from being attractive. Is there a connection between narcissist and the Jezebel spirit? Good question. If you look in the Bible, you look at Jezebel, you look at King Solomon, you look at Nimrod, you look at Nimrod. Hold on, let me think. Nimrod. Hold on. Nimrod, Nebuchadnezzar, King Saul, Jezebel, all of them had narcissistic personality disorder. All of them had narcissistic personality disorder. And each one was a different person doing something different. You said Paul, yes, Paul, who once was Saul. Yep. Yeah, I said King David. Yep. The law doesn't recognize me. The law doesn't recognize me. You said the law doesn't recognize me. What do you mean? What is the hang up with makeup? Is that for me or is that a general question? I'm not sure what you're asking. When you tell them about themselves and try to tell others why you so-called being mean to them, they get mad and say you're telling their business. Because if you're dealing with a covert narcissist and nobody knows how they truly are, you're causing a narcissistic injury because you're telling the truth. Yeah, Nimrod was the founder of all religion. No, he's the founder of witchcraft, the narc abuse. Why are they so present on social media and why do they love dating apps so much? I'm going to let you answer that question, Seppi, because the answer is in your question. When you attack them, it's a fight or flight. Yeah, the ex-narc said, I shouldn't wear makeup. Well, if you're a pretty girl, why wouldn't you wear? Of course, because they want to make you ugly for everybody else. Anything that might be beautiful, I was told that wearing wigs is stupid. Wearing a bunch of makeup is dumb. It's just too much. And they don't like women with makeup. They don't like women with weave or wigs. They don't like, but yet those are the ones that they were chasing after the most. I was living in isolation way before COVID. See, so it's not a big deal, huh? I mean, it is and it isn't. No, there's no vaccine for it. I notice the narc does not care about this pandemic. Why? They're above the law. They're above health risks. They're above sexual transmitted disease. They're above everything. There's nothing in their mind. Nothing can affect them. It's us peons. That's how they look at it. Us peons are affected like that, but they're not affected like we are. Same experience I've had. See, ego boost supply. All social media is the narc's playground. Absolutely. And it's easy to pull you in because you can say whatever you want to say and look the way you want to look on social media. As I sit here 16 weeks post relaxer under this bonnet, you're going to be a natural when you come out. You're going to look like Diana Ross. But the side chicks all look like Instagram models. Well, because of the fact that, yeah, exactly. Wanda, you have great recovery and wisdom. I couldn't do my hair different. See? Because they want power and control. Of course, he said that. My ex told me the same thing about makeup and devaluation stage. See, does the borderline able to love it all? When I broke up with mine, he pursued me for 5 months. I had a hard time to discern if he really loved me or just was a game of chase for him. Is that borderline or narcissist? What about a guy who holds back a lot of his emotion because of his insecurities? Narcissists do. Demonic spirits. I cannot wear different color earrings. See? Interfering with me making new friends, new romantic interests. See? My ex always told me keep my head down and not smile while I went out to run errands to meet my friends. Power and control. Girl, hold your head up and grin in everybody's face. Just cheese for no reason. I look like Medusa when I wake up and he still begs to see me. Yeah. But that's because he's hoovering, so it don't matter right now. You can be the most beautiful, ugly person at this particular time. It don't even matter. Why do narcs lie so much? Gemstone, go watch some of my videos, child. You asking some basic questions now. Because I challenged him, called my ex because she kept sleeping over, using daughter 17 years old as an excuse to sleep over. He claimed he did. The borderline with narcissist features and hypomania. Borderline with narcissistic features and hypomania. Well, if he has hypomania, or he or she has hypomania, then he or she probably either has bipolar disorder or schizoaffective disorder. That's what a hypomania comes in. Borderline, they're all over the place, all sorts of emotions, very unstable, and narcissistic features. If they have narcissistic features and borderline, most is a high percentage of a lot of borderline people with borderline personality disorder that also has narcissistic personality disorder. My ex accused me of looking at girls' boobs because she was cheating and flat. See, but they tell on themselves. He used to tell me stop talking and being friendly with people because they want control. This is a matter of power and control, y'all. Or that I was looking at someone the wrong way as if he thought I was interested in another man. Cheese for no reason. I know, right? Cheese for no reason. Just grin. Just show all your teeth. Show all your pearly whites. You got to remember, y'all, narcissist abuse is you're dealing with domestic violence. Domestic violence is power and control. You just happen to be dealing with an individual that has a cluster B personality disorder. And on these topics, it just so happened to possibly be a person that has narcissistic personality disorder. Out of the 9 traits, you can identify 5 or all 9, 6 or 7, 9, And so you have to remember you're dealing with domestic violence. Domestic violence is a matter of power and control. They want to control and dominate everything about you, your looks, who you talk to, where you go, when you go, how long you go, what kind of career you have, whether you have a career, whether you have a job, or whether you have money, whether you should go to the doctor, when you should go to the doctor. They are the medical professionals in their mind. So they tell you if there's actually something wrong with you, So no vibrant makeup, no long nails, no big heels, no tight clothes, sweats and hoodies, fine. But then he ended up saying all you wear is sweats and don't care about yourself. Power and control. That power and control will make you feel crazy because you'll do one thing. And then when you do one thing, they complain about the one thing that you do. And then you try to get over and you try to do something else for them, and then they complain about what you do. Then you need to have a job. Then you go get a job. You don't have enough time for the kids now. You need to learn how to balance. You maybe the job is not what you need. Then you stop working to do comply with what they're saying, and then all of a sudden is that you're not bringing any money home, and that's why we're struggling the way that we are. They take no responsibility for themselves, but they want control. They want control over other people's lives, their environment, children, animals, anything. I've watched them try to manipulate animals, y'all. Try to control animals, and some of them can be very, very abusive when it comes to animals, y'all. Animals. Yeah, their lives are full of chaos. They're confused, and they just put all that confusion on you. Dr. Carmen, some of the stories I've been hearing are absolutely insane. I want to buy an island and transfer them there. One-way trip. Sorry, I'm trying to be quiet. Well, you know what? You need a little narc in the environment sometimes. I'm telling you, some of the best lawyers are narcissists. Some of the best doctors are narcissists. Those are the ones that they will find a cure. They will, a lot of them will find a cure. They will find something to heal you, or find a cure, or, do a, and sometimes you need that narcissist in the career fields that they're in. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you have to date the doctor. It doesn't mean you have to date the lawyer, right? But sometimes a lot of them are very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're assets. That doesn't mean you have to date them. I have bipolar disorder, and he uses my diagnosis as ammunition all the time. See, and it's a chemical imbalance. It's a chemical imbalance. How to defeat a narc is to love yourself. It sure worked for me. I never loved myself until the last foolishness. Exactly. When you love yourself, you'll actually create standards and boundaries. When you create standards and boundaries, you just don't have people just coming in and out of your life, just talking to you any kind of way and doing any kind of thing to you. You know what I mean? When you create your standards, you learn to love yourself. You learn to like yourself. You learn to discover what you like. You'd be surprised. To be single is not bad at all. You know what I mean? To be single is not bad at all. It is not bad at all. The dog was stressed out when I was in a narc relationship. Well, animals pick up on their environment. Animals pick up, they pick up on their environment and the people that they're around. Don't underestimate an animal either. He complained about how my uncle was dressed. It is not his business. They complain about everything. Everything is based off of their opinion. Yep. Enjoy your singlehood. And for those of you, it's flipping annoying, and then the word salad is just irritating. Yep, my ex complains all the time, never positive. Exactly. I'd rather be happy alone than lonely in the company of a toxic person. Exactly. Dr. Brian, the only person I can cry about is my father. He's gone more than 15 years. I think Dad is the only person I truly ever loved, because I can never get over anyone. I just feel guilty leaving people. If you got to do it, you got to do it, girl, to protect yourself. I became a professional tattoo artist while I dealt with 6 years of chaos from my narc. See, you'd be surprised. They'll push you right into your life's work. He often says, why do people like to be around me so much? They are standing in line to get close to me. I'm so clever. I'm so good looking, blah, blah, blah. All I see is low self. Exactly. If a person has to brag about how beautiful they are, brag about how smart they are, brag, that right there is an indicator that they're very insecure. Because an insecure person is always going to make other people think or believe that they're so wonderful. And if you have to take that much time to convince people how wonderful and how great you are, something's wrong with you. You got a very low self-esteem. Something wrong with you. Like Ricky Smile said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You love being single, married once, and not even wanting to get married again. Peace. There you go. Now listen, some of you guys, I'm divorced and have found it liberating. See, some of you guys who truly do want to have a relationship after this horrendous, horrible situation, right? Some of you guys just have to learn to get to know yourself. Enjoy being single. Enjoy discovering yourself. Find out what your passion is. Find out what you like to do. Find out what your life's work is. Discover yourself. Take your time for you. Once you discover yourself, once you put up boundaries, once you set standards for yourself, that's like I tell you guys all the time. This is a beautiful restaurant that I like to go eat at. It's over the waters. It's like right in between where the wealthy people are. And you can walk in there and you see wealthy people. So most people think wealthy people are going to come in there with all this gold and rings and these luxury cars and everything. This is a nice little restaurant where a lot of the wealthy people come to eat. They have regular cars like we do. They bring out the Tonka truck, or whatever car they have. They come in, and I like to sit and watch. I like to people watch. And so I like to watch, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be someone in that particular class, how do people talk? What do they talk about? How do they eat? What do they order? What ambiance do they have around them? And so I'm watching them, I'm listening to them talk and stuff, and I just enjoy being around that. I really enjoy that atmosphere. Now, if you meet somebody and they decide that a romantic dinner is at McDonald's, you've already set a standard for yourself. I'm eating filet mignon and little tiny potato balls. I'm eating me some mussels and some shrimps. I'm over here with a napkin on my lap. Why are we going to McDonald's? So, but if you choose to bring your standard down to a McDonald's, then that's on you. Yeah, shrimp. We got to go eat shrimp. with a fork and a knife. But if you set a standard for yourself and you're accustomed to eating filet mignon and little balls of potatoes and little tiny asparagus, and some mussels and some and all that, and then a person comes along and think they're gonna show you a good time by taking you to McDonald's, you've already set a standard for yourself, right? So you set a standard for yourself, that it's up to you whether you're gonna take it and you're gonna go. It's up to you whether you're gonna to put your standards down to go on their level. You make sure that they're on your level. You don't go to their level. If you've already been there, you've been on food stamps, you've been on welfare, you done had WIC, you done lived on Section 8, whatever. Why would you, if you have the opportunity to move into a nice condo, you have your own nice car and everything, why would you choose him love me because he gave me a, well, I don't do books of food stamps anymore. It's back in the day. Some of y'all don't know about them books of food stamps, but that's Ozark, Alabama talk, Miss Bronze. It is. But think about it. Well, back in the day, y'all don't know nothing about. Some of y'all know about them food stamp books. Where you had the food stamp books. So he come along and give you a whole book of food stamps. You think you in love because he done took you from where you were at. But see, it's funny to talk about. You know what I mean? But in actuality, a lot of that happens, and it's humorous. But a lot of that happens, and after you guys get out of the relationship and you step back and look back, you actually watch yourself go from filet mignon to McDonald's Happy Meals, and then you wonder because you're embarrassed. How in the world did we get to this state? How did I get here? How did this happen to me? You see what I mean? But when you begin to care for yourself, and you decide and you discover what you like, no McDonald's in Tahiti, good. That's all that good food over there. Shoot, you got good food over in Tahiti. But you have to have more worth for yourself. You have to find what you like. You find your colors. You find the crayons you like coloring with. Find the hair color that you like. My color is red. I like red. That's just my color. All throughout my military career, I was a redhead. Then I did the blonde. Then I did the blonde streaks. Then I did the red again. The blonde streaks, the red. The blonde streaks, the red. But that was me. That's how I do. And I'm just giving you guys an example. Oh Lord, I'm gonna cut the camera off. Hold on. Where'd y'all go? Oh, there you guys go. Okay, there we go. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But listen, so I've been on here for like an hour and 40 minutes now, because I'm looking at the time. I've been on here an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm going to go and cook me and my little child something to eat, my little chili pepper something to eat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go cook me and the child, and I'm going to go watch this movie, y'all. I'm going to go watch, said Falling from Grace, right? Falling from Grace. I'm going to go watch the movie Falling from Grace. I'm going to kick my feet up on this pillow, and I'm going to lay it back because I got to go back to work tomorrow. That's right. You are a high value woman. That's right. Yes, you are. You got men and women alike. You guys have value and worth. Remember that. Remember. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Wanda. I appreciate you. So I'm getting ready to go, y'all, because I'm going to go cook. I'm going to watch this movie y'all recommended. So I got some time now. I'm gonna go watch me a movie. Hopefully I don't fall asleep in the movie. Love you, Miss Kimmy. I promise you I'm gonna call you. I haven't called and I am so sorry. You and my girl Paulina. I got to call. Let me write it down because I got to call you. Do you work tomorrow, Kimmy? You a postal worker too. So you be safe. Do you work tomorrow? With your pretty self. I love that picture. You are so welcome. Thank you guys so much. Happy Easter too. Did you find your box? Oh, I did. I sure did. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It came in like a week after me and you talked. And I don't know how long it had been sitting there, but I got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. My YouTube stopped, so I came over here. Okay. You're off? Okay. I'm going to inbox you. Oh, you're a realtor now. That's right. That's right. Are you doing virtual till your shoes? You need to get your license up here. Did you like? I did. Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, a lot of that equipment, I'm not sure how to use that equipment because most of that equipment I don't think is compatible with the computer that I have. I'm a play with it a little while, but I don't think it's compatible with a lot of the equipment that I have. But I appreciate you and thank you so much for thinking about me. I am so honored. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I think I'm going to teach my daughter how to cook a fish. I'm going to see what she do. Yes, please go and watch my mentor, Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel and make sure you share her videos. Make sure we get her numbers up. Let's get her numbers up. We got to share. I love you back. Thank you so much. The Invisible Man, it was great. Yeah, you know what? I think it's available now to rent. So I might watch 2 movies today. Let me see what time it is. Because I want to make sure I don't fall asleep. Because I got time to sleep today, y'all. I'm asleep. So I might watch 2 movies. I'm going to do The Fallen from Grace, and then I'm going to go watch Invisible Mind. Not the Invisible, that's country. Invisible Mind. I'm going to go watch Invisible Mind. Yes, I am Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. If you are in the state of Washington, you are welcome to contact me for counseling. They are allowing us to do telemental health. And so all over the region, all over the state of Washington, if you cannot travel to my office in the state of Washington, I am available to do counseling with you. Now, keep in mind that, my appointments go very, very fast. So I get booked up really quick. Those of you that are wanting coaching, email me at Dr. Carmen Bryant. Let me see. I'm going to put it over here. Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. I'm going to type it over here. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. And I'm also going to make sure you guys go to my mentor's YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler. Destiny Helper. Make sure you guys go see her on YouTube. Also, you guys can go to www.betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen, and you will get a discounted rate if you are looking for counseling, especially dealing with narcissist abuse, if you're dealing with domestic violence. Also, I am on Facebook. My Facebook. This is kind of neat to be able to type and stuff. Facebook pages are the one that you're on, Psychological Health, Consultants and Services. Consultants and, okay, here we go. Consultants and Services. And you can also find me on, I want you guys to come over on this one. Go to my Facebook page, which is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. It's kind of neat. Well, I can sit on here and talk to y'all and type at the same time. I feel all educated and stuff. You guys come over there to that Facebook page. I have a book which is called Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. I feel all special. Illusion of Perfection. Got to go back and fix the spelling. So you guys go to Barnes & Noble, or you can go to, it's my book. My book. So it's on Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble. and Noble and Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. And those of you that are wanting to buy bulk, you would have to go to Westbow Press. It is underneath my YouTube links. You'll find it there. You can get the book there. And what else? Did I miss anything? Those of you that have asked, thank you so much. I do have my Cash App and my PayPal link underneath my videos. For those of you that have wanted to, oh, you're waiting for it to show up on YouTube? I'm on the computer with Facebook, so I can type it over there on Facebook. I'm going to type it over here. I'm going to put my YouTube channel on Periscope. YouTube channel, which is over. Ooh. So somebody share it on my YouTube channel. Y'all wait for it to show up. Now that's funny. Yeah, I was typing on the screen. Bryant. Overcoming narcissist abuse. All right. So there we go. Did I miss anything? Y'all? Did I miss anything? What do I think about the coronavirus? Stay inside. Wash your hands. Stay inside. And listen to the CDC. Listen to the CDC. Oh, Kimmy said her my book was good. Oh, matter of fact, Kimmy has a book too. Hold on, let me find your book, Kim. Where's your book at? My friend over here has a book. Put the title of your book up, Kimmy. Let me see where I put it. Hold on, let me find her book. Where's her book at? Hold on, I'm ready to get up. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm ready to get up, okay? Let me get Kimmy's book. Okay, her book is in my room. It's in my room. You have 3 books. Put all 3 of the book. Put all 3 of your books on here, and I'll say the books over here. Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Thank you so much. This is my book right here. So this is my book. Is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. It is true stories about people who have been through narcissist abuse. A lot of them were, in high positions, educated people, have been groomed since they were young and ended up in the hands of a narcissist. Their thoughts about homicide and suicide, their thoughts about, when they escaped, the things that the narcissist did to their children, and how they were grooming the kids, how they got away, how did they, thank you so much, Polly. But it is true stories of real people that have been through these experiences. I'm just waiting for Kimmy to put her books up so I can tell you guys what her books are. She has 3 books, and she is also would it be appropriate to say poetry? But she has some very good books, and I think all her books are in my room. So I want you guys to make sure to support the authors. So one of her books is Overcoming a Broken Heart. You guys find her name is Kimmy Y. Bivens. So you find it, Kimmy Bivens is Overcoming a Broken Heart. This is perfect for this, and they're all on Amazon. It's Overcoming a Broken Heart, From Broken Pieces to Peace. And the new one is Graced to be a Rebel. So you guys remember that. Is somebody post that for me, is Overcoming a Broken Heart. And someone else post Broken Pieces to Peace. And then Graced to be a Rebel. And that is Kimmy Bivens. Do I read poetry? I wrote a book on poetry. I would love to send one. Send it to me. Yeah, send it to me. Just email me and then I'll send you my post office box. The first one is about church hurt. So the first one, Overcoming a Broken Heart, is about church hurt. And then From Broken Pieces to Peace and Grace to be a Rebel. Some of you got, her name is Kimmy, K-I-M-I. Not K-I-M-M-I-E, but it's K-I-M-I. Bivens, Bivins. And yes, the author is, her name is Kimi, and her last name is Bivins, Kimmy Bivens. That is a fellow soldier. And on top of that, a classmate. We went to high school together. So both of us are like 32, 33 years old. She's about 33. I'm 32. Yeah, Kimmy Bivens. So we went to high school together. She's retired military. I'm retired military. And you can find her on Amazon. The last one is, let's just say, It Ain't for the Faint of Heart. So the last one, she said, okay, the second one is about singleness. So the first one, Overcoming a Broken Heart, is about church hurt. From Broken Pieces to Peace is about singleness. It's about singleness. And the third one is Not for the Faint of Heart. So a lot of you guys, my grandma was 33 when I was born. You know it. I'm 32. She's 33. She's older than me. So, and both of us got grandkids. We're both about 32, 33. You know, it pick or choose, you know, whatever day we feeling like we 32, 33, you know. But listen, I'm going to get off, y'all. Make sure you check out her books. So the first one is Overcoming a Broken Heart, Broken Pieces to Peace, and Grace to Be a Rebel. It's about church hurt. It's about singleness. And it's about Not for the Faint of Heart. So, yeah, you guys, I could scream every time you advertise your book, because if they take a link from your page here, you'd be commissioned for everything purchased in their cart on Amazon. Visit more. Yeah, thank you. My granny's a cool, loving grandma. I'm a cool granny. Well, I'm not a granny. I'm a grandma. I'm not a granny. I'm a grandma. It's all about winning with narcs. Some will even stalk you and harass you. It's not about winning. It's about getting away from them. No. Telsha, no. The book is not called Not for the Faint of Heart. You got to write one now, Kimmy. You got to write another one that's not for the faint of heart. No, she was saying that last book, the last book, which is Grace to Be a Rebel, is not for the faint of heart. Okay, Kimmy, now you got to come up with another one called Not for the Faint of Heart. Well, there go your next title. So, hey, you guys, I'm Greg Get Off. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you share the videos. I am always so glad. TMG, you all late? No, you all late. I'm on early. Yeah, you late. But hey, so thank you guys so much. And remember, you know, a lot of you guys that are going through heartbreak. I mean, these are some good books that she has. And on top of that, you know, my book, this is the situation that you're going through. But Kimmy herself has been through narcissist abuse. You know, so this is my book. And then her book, she also has been through narcissist abuse. So y'all remember, a lot of you guys are writing books now, you know, about healing from a broken heart. And she's content being a single woman. This woman she's retired. She's a realtor. She got a brand new grandbaby. She's got her own home, she got a Camaro, just like her sister got a Camaro. You went from a yellow to a black one. I still have my white one. I was thinking about a black or red one. But yes. So I appreciate you guys as always. So I'm getting ready to get off. We've been off about 4 days now. So I am thank you. Would a narcissist see you shining when you are winning? Of course. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm Greg Go, okay? I love you guys. You guys be great. Take care of yourself. Quarantine. Stay in your house unless you need to get some food. And then go back to the house. Wash your hands. Pink kisses. Thank you all. Pink kisses. That's her name, right? Pink Kisses up there somewhere. But thank you guys. I have what? You got rid of the Camaro? No. But look what she's doing for herself. She's a single woman, retired from the military. She had one child. She was a postal worker at first. She went and got a real estate agent. She's a realtor. She's got a home. She just went from a Camaro to buying herself a beautiful Lexus truck, has a beautiful home. What more? She's at peace. She's writing books. But do you see what I'm talking about? When you've been hurt, you can do a lot of things. You want a Bumblebee Camaro? See? But hey, I appreciate you guys. I'm Grego, okay? I love you guys. You guys make sure that you stay safe And you guys go be great, okay? Talk to you guys later. Yeah, she's at peace. She sure is. Thank you guys. You guys take care of yourselves. Talk to you guys later.